Hey everyone, welcome back to Fish Hunt Northwest. We're here in the kitchen of Finn's Bistro with Jeff, the co-owner and chef in Issaquah, Washington. And what do we have here? Oh, Dwayne's deer.
We got Dwayne's deer. Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a take on gyros, which is kind of a Greek taco, really.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a great way to utilize. You know, it's always great with backstrap and that sort of thing. Always a
Right.
typically tender type of or cut of meat. We're using something that would most likely end up in a grinder and turned into burger. And
to show people
Yep.
what you can make with it.
Absolutely.
Other than,
And you can see here, you know, this is from the rump of the deer. And you can tell that stringiness on the meat. That's
Right.
typically something that you wouldn't, you know, use in an application like this unless you kind of know what you're doing, which in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to sear it, do a quick little marinade on it. This is dry oregano, a little bit of dried rosemary and dried thyme, a little bit of Worcestershire, and then we've got a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of garlic.
okay.
And we're just going to kind of rub that in there. It's best to let this, you know, marinate an hour or two.
Okay.
You know, for our application, we're just going to go ahead and sear it right now in a pan.
Okay.
What we'll do, and you saw how that stringiness of the meat, it kind of, you know, you can see it pulling apart.
It's separated.
We're
yeah.
going to cut it across the grain once it's cooked, and that's
Okay.
going to, you know, shorten up that muscle fiber and make it a little bit easier
It's
to
funny,
to
I've
chew.
never realized how that separates like that.
It's
You
you
know,
know,
seeing
and,
it.
and it's very typical in a cut like brisket and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So we'll get a pan hot here.
All right.
Like,
And you always use pans that can go into the oven.
yes, yeah, cast iron works really well. You could actually just do this on your grill. You know, we don't
Okay.
have a grill here, but
Right.
you could do this on your grill, which would be, you know, an easy, you know, 5 or 6 minutes on the grill
Okay.
for medium rare.
Right.
So that pan should be getting hot now.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is, again, we've talked about kind of a neutral oil that has a, you know, higher smoke point. You can tell now it's starting to smoke there.
So you have a mixture of olive oil and vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil and olive oil, yep.
Okay.
And it's about 75% vegetable oil, 25% olive oil. Yep.
Okay.
So we'll give that a nice little sear on both sides. Typically, if the pan's already hot and you're going right into the oven with the pan, what we'll do is once we flip it, we'll go straight into the oven.
Okay.
So you can see how it's starting to get,
Right.
you know, that's called a Maillard reaction, which is the protein starting to sear like that. It's the sugars and
Okay.
everything else coming out. My seasoning that I use and that we use in our restaurant has a little bit of sugar in it, so it actually helps with that process of kind of caramelizing the meat a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll flip it over. If there's a little excess oil in there, you can just dump that oil out, just so it's not, you know, smoking up your house.
Yeah. And we're going to be making that available, your seasoning,
Yes, correct.
to our
Yep.
viewers.
Yep.
Yes. Very soon. Yes.
So one of the condiments that you would typically do with a gyro is tzatziki sauce. So can you say that?
Say that again.
Tzatziki sauce.
Tzatziki sauce?
Tzatziki, and it starts with a T and ends with an I, and I don't know all the other letters in there, but there's quite a few of them. It's a pretty simple sauce: yogurt, cucumber, dill, garlic, and we'll be good to go from that. So this is Greek yogurt, Greek style yogurt. You know, it's typically a little more dense, which is great. It's not, you know, the real creamy type of yogurt, and it helps, you know, as we add lemon juice and different things to it.
Yeah.
So we'll just add that right to a bowl,
Okay.
and a little bit of garlic.
Garlic. Garlic's always good.
Garlic is good. Cucumber. That's really what makes the
So you
tzatziki
diced it
sauce.
up pretty good.
I diced it
Yeah.
up pretty good. Using an English cucumber, you don't need to peel
Okay.
it. They're, you know, a little bit more tender. Their skin's more tender. On a regular cucumber, like out of your garden, you might want to peel it a couple, you know, around a little bit, just so
Okay.
it's not so chewy. Fresh dill. I like dill, so. And then
it's found in any restaurant. Or, I mean, any store.
yes,
Sorry
yep,
about that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
A little bit of sea salt and some fresh lemon juice. I got a seed in there. All right. And we're just going to mix that up. This one you can certainly do ahead of time. You know, it takes on more of the garlic flavor and the cucumber flavor the longer it sits. So typically what I'll do is I'll just take the yogurt container, dump it in a bowl, mix it up, and put it right back in the yogurt container, put it in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good on, you know, chicken. It's good on fish.
Yeah, it lasts a while in the fridge.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can keep it. It'll last for a week easily in the fridge.
Smells amazing.
All right. And then lastly, we've got pita bread, which you can find pretty much in any bakery part of restaurant. Well, any bakery department of a grocery store. I prefer these style as opposed to the pita pocket ones where you can cut them open and they've got the little pocket. These actually work really great for pizza as well.
Oh.
All right, so we're just gonna warm that up a little bit. It can go in your oven. You can throw it in a toaster oven if you right out of the bag. They're just great too. So
okay.
All right, so we've got
magically
perfectly cooked, hopefully. All right, let's put this here. So again, you can still see that stringiness there.
Right.
But what we're going to do is we're going to go straight across the grain here, and it's going to make that be perfectly tender.
It's perfectly medium rare. Mm.
All right. And there's no need to angle your knife like flank steak or anything like that, because these are pretty straightforward muscle fibers. Mm. All right.
So tender. Why anybody would throw this into a hamburger is beyond me.
Absolutely.
Dwayne's always cut it to where it just tastes perfectly like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we've got cucumber, feta cheese, tomato, red onion. That's all the taco garnishes, essentially. All right.
Taco making.
All right, so I typically like a little bit of the sauce. I've got this one that's been marinating for a little bit. A little bit on the bottom.
Okay.
And put your venison in there. A little bit of feta cheese.
Wow. Cucumber.
And again, if you want to do carb free, just put this over lettuce and omit the pita bread.
Yeah.
Makes a great salad. A little bit of tomato, a little bit of thinly shaved red onion.
That looks amazing, Jeff.
And then white down a little bit more fresh dill. And
a little more sauce on top.
A little more sauce.
Oh.
All right, and there we have our venison gyros.
Yes. So while we dig into this tasty dish, we're going to shoot it back to you guys in the studio.